In 1985, a large black bear found something in the forest. In a moment of curiosity, it tore it apart and ate it. Then just 10 minutes later, something happened to it that has never happened to any other creature on Earth, revealing a series of strange events. In 2023, a movie was released that tells the story of this bear. Like and follow for more. In early December 1985, in the Chattahoochee National Forest in northern Georgia, a hunter was making his way through the trees, tracking a deer. After a long chase without finding it, he became discouraged and decided to take a few more steps before heading home. Before he turned around, he noticed a massive American black bear lying motionless. Bears usually make noises that can be heard from a distance, but as he approached, he discovered the bear was dead, with no visible wounds or fractures. To understand what happened to the bear, we need to go back 3 months before the discovery. 2 pilots were flying their small 6-seater Cessna plane over northern Georgia, heading to Tennessee. At one point, they intercepted a radio signal from 2 other planes stating that the planes were pursuing them. The pilot told his co-pilot to put on a parachute and jump from the plane. The co-pilot was confused and asked for an explanation, but the pilot didn't provide one, only insisting that he jump. The co-pilot obeyed, and before doing so, the pilots threw all their bags out of the plane, put it on autopilot, and jumped. About 5 hours later, in a suburb of New York City, an 85-year-old man named Fred Myers had just woken up. Fred had a daily routine of waking up before sunrise. Although the sky was still dark, Fred noticed something strange in his driveway. Upon closer inspection, he found a large parachute, and in the middle of it was the dead pilot of the small Cessna. It was later revealed that the pilot's parachute had malfunctioned, causing him to fall rapidly to the ground and die. During the investigation, the man looked like a soldier, wearing a bulletproof vest and night vision goggles strapped to his head. But his shoes made it clear he wasn't military. He was wearing Gucci shoes, which are very expensive. It turned out that what the bear had eaten was one of the items from the bag that the pilot had thrown out of the plane. After eating it, the bear ran a certain distance before suddenly collapsing and dying. The police identified the pilot as Andrew Thornton, 40 years old, who had served in the U.S. Army as a paratrooper. However, after some time, he went off course in his life and became a major drug smuggler. As for the co-pilot, he survived the incident and truly didn't know about the smuggling attempt. Andrew had deceived him, telling him they were heading to the Bahamas for a trip. No charges were brought against him. The police searched for the discarded bags and found most of them. They also issued a public notice asking if anyone had seen any. The hunter who found the dead bear reported that he had found a bag about 100 meters from the bear. Authorities located the bag, but it was completely empty because the poor bear had consumed all its contents. It was revealed that Andrew was attempting to smuggle 408 kilograms of cocaine, and the radio signal he intercepted while flying was from federal agents inside the customs agency tracking him. Authorities performed an autopsy on the bear's stomach, confirming it was completely filled with cocaine. The bear had died from a massive overdose of cocaine, 40 kilograms. The examiner decided not to dispose of the bear's body. Instead, it was taxidermied and gifted to the Chattahoochee River National Recreation Area. Somehow it passed through several hands before eventually ending up at the Kentucky Fun Mall in Lexington. Around its neck is a sign that reads, "Cocaine Bear," and it's now known as Pablo Escobar, a play on the name of the famous drug lord Pablo Escobar.